Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out some of my other videos and I hope that you do subscribe to my channel. Also turn on your notifications so you don't miss any videos. So today's video, I'm doing an all acrylic design. I am going to be using Young Nail acrylic and monomer and my Flexihand. I will go over the entire list of products that I use at the end of the video, and I'm mostly going to give you a quick how-to in this video. If you want a more description of how to apply acrylic to your nails and how to apply the nail tips I'm using, I will link some videos above that go into greater detail, but this is mostly a design video. So I'm using my Flexihand, and if this was a real person, I would dehydrate the nails, and then I did prime the nails in this video. And so now I'm going in with a base coat on all of the nails, do a thin layer, and I am going to cure that in my lamp for 60 seconds. The bottle does say 30 seconds, but I just cure it for 60 just to ensure that it's cured. And after I do that, I am going to get some builder gel in a bottle, and I am using my full coverage gel tips. The ones I'm using are Xxl Couture, and these are their Xxl in Stiletto. So I'm going to use all the length in this video. And the lamp I'm using is from my XVX system. So what you want to do is just place the nail at the cuticle and then flash cure it. You want to move the nail from side to side to make sure that you have cured the gel all over the nail bed. Also, you want to make sure that when you put the tip on, there's not a gap between the natural nail and the tip. So just flip it over and just make sure there's no gap. If there is, just apply a little bit of base coat or builder gel underneath to make sure there's no gap between that natural nail and the nail tip. Some of our nails curve, and some of our nails don't fit the shape of these nail tips, but that's one good way to make sure that you can use the tips. Just fill whatever gaps with the builder gel in a bottle or the base coat. I have to do that myself with the nails, so it does work. Again, just make sure that you seal that off so that you don't get any water between that natural nail and the nail tip. It will cause lifting, and it can also cause fungus or a greenie on your nail. So make sure that's sealed. So I'm not going to show you every nail of me applying this tip, but essentially you just want to go in at an angle near your cuticle area and just make sure you flash cure it. Once I have all the tips on, I do cure that in my regular lamp for 60 seconds. After all the tips are applied, I do etch the surface of the nail. I just want to take the shine off because I want my acrylic to stick to the nail. And then I also go in with another coat of the primer. You can do one coat or two coats here. It's really your preference, but you just want to make sure that the acrylic has something to stick to. If you're putting acrylic on this smooth surface, it probably will peel away, or it probably won't cure as fast, or you just might come into issues. So just etch the surface of the nail. You can also do this with a hand file, and then dust it off after you've removed all the dust. Then go ahead and apply 1 to 2 coats of primer depending on your preference. Okay, so now I am going in with my acrylic. On a few of the fingers, I'm trying to just build out the nail bed. I'm doing kind of like a French design. So you want to get most of your shape with the placement of the bead, and as it starts to cure, then it's a little bit easier to get that shape down. So you want to get it as even as you can on both sides to the shape closest to what you want before it fully cures. But you can also go in after, which I will do on this video, with a hand file or your e-file and clean up the shape. So working with acrylic isn't something I do a lot. I just really haven't practiced as much as I should be practicing with acrylic. So I still am not 100% with my ratios, my bead size, and all that. I do know how it's properly done. However, it's something that you have to practice. So it's okay. Don't leave me any comments below of what works for you or anything like that. I know it's just I have to practice, and that's essentially what's going to get me where I want to be. It's just practice. And when you're using different systems, I believe my last video might have been Mia's Secret Monomer, Mia's Secret Acrylic. I believe that was my last acrylic video. So different systems have different setting times, different consistencies. So it's just a lot of practice. On this nail, I'm doing a full nude nail, and I'm not worried about how many beads I use. I know that is important to some people. I think it's more important in a salon setting because the less beads you use, the quicker your the time for your set, because in a salon setting it is time. So this really isn't a how-to for nail techs. This is just me showing how I did the set, more of a design, not necessarily a tutorial or a how-to. So I'm not a licensed tech. I only do my nails, so it's kind of a hobby for me. So I don't provide instructions for professionals. I know a lot of professionals don't like our YouTube tutorials and what have you, but this isn't a tutorial. But however, I will post tutorials from time to time, but this is just how I'm playing with my acrylic, practicing on my Flexihand, and then just creating a design. So there is a bit of a dip in this nail, and I do attempt to fix that dip. I'm pretty sure you can see it on screen. So when I was trying to fix that dip, which you'll see in a couple seconds, is I tried to go in with a drier bead so that I could really get that product to stay where I needed it to stay, and blend it in. So I did fix the dip, but I didn't erase the dip entirely, but it's okay. I was able to fix that with the filing. And a lot of your application, until you get good, can be fixed with filing, and essentially I just have to practice. I don't like filing that much. It's just really messy. So that should be my motivation to practice my acrylic. However, I just haven't practiced my acrylic as much as I should. But anyways, I'm rambling, but you guys seem to like when I ramble. I get a lot of comments saying that you guys like when I talk throughout the video, and half the time I feel like I'm just rambling. But anyways, I'm gonna do 2 nails with the nail bed, with the French nail bed, and then just 2 nude nails, and then I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna do a marble, surprise surprise, on the nails I do with the French nail bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish laying this acrylic, and then I'll come back and talk to you when I'm doing some of the shaping of the nail bed. Okay, so the acrylic has dried and I'm just going in with a hand file. The side that I'm using is 180 grit and the other side is 100, but I'm using the 180 grit because this is acrylic. It is a lot firmer. It's a lot harder than gel or poly gel. And the reason I don't like to file so much in my practice hand is if that file hits the practice hand, it kind of messes up the cuticle, versus also if it hits a certain way on a client or yourself, you can cut yourself, but just the positioning of the hand or whatever, it's easy for me to pull the nail out and then do the filing versus filing on the Flexihand, which is something I wanted to avoid. I wanted to be able to do all the filing with the hand, but I think that it would be easier with one of the posable ones. I know there are some posable hands on the market, and I think like I said in another video, I think Flexihand now has a posable hand, but I'm just gonna work with what I have. You don't need a posable hand. There are solutions. You could just pull the nail out. So I pull the nail out and I'm just smoothing out the surface of the nail bed, and I'm just going around trying to make sure that shape is even on both sides. For me, for this design, I didn't need it to be 100% perfect just because of the design I'm doing. But if I was doing a pure French, like I was going in with a color on the tip of the nail, then I would want that line to be a little bit sharper, and I would want the nail bed that I built to be a little bit more even on both sides. So it's really how crisp your line is, and the shape of your nail bed really is based on your design. And if this is something that you're just practicing, you might not want to spend a whole hour on one nail bed trying to get that one nail bed perfect. Just take what you can from the application you're doing and applying it to your next application. So what I'm taking from this is I need to go in with drier beads when I'm laying that acrylic initially, and then get my shape better that way. So but I'm not going to spend the whole day trying to perfect that because this is just a practice set. So what I'm going in now with is some clear acrylic, some turquoise acrylic, and a milky white metallic acrylic, and these are all by Young Nails. I will give you the color names at the end, and I'm just doing my marble. The way that I like to do my marble is I like extremely small beads, and I like them really, really wet. I can lay them down, pick up the next bead, kind of place it where I want, and it's still not dry, so if I don't like the placement, I still have a little bit of time to fix it. But when you're doing marble, one of the main things is just like the direction of your lines. The type of marble you're doing, because some marble is like a swirl, so those go all over the place, but the marble I like to do is kind of like mostly everything going in the same type of direction. However, it doesn't have to be. So there's not really a rule on how to do your marble. Just play with it, get the design you like, and just know that it might look a little wonky or funky when you're doing it, but it, like 90% of the time, it comes out pretty in the end. So don't overthink it. Just put the acrylic down, just play with it, and just see where the design takes you. So I'm going to do that on all three of the nails. I wanted to use clear because I didn't want a heavy design, just because the nude is so pale. I didn't want the contrast to be too drastic. I just wanted a subtle design, and so that's why the acrylic that I'm using is just the white iridescence. So I'm gonna let you finish watching me do this. If you have any questions about the design, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I do marble a lot because it's pretty, it's easy, and there's so many different like combinations of colors you can do. Like I really like the marble nails, and I know it's still on trend, but I probably would still do it even if it wasn't popular or trendy anymore. I just really think it is an easy way to start nail art, and to gain confidence. So definitely play with your marbles, but don't overthink them. So if you have any questions about marbles or whatever, if you have any struggles with the marbles, let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully I can share something to help you out, or you could share something, you know, that I might not know about marble technique. But yeah, I'm gonna let you finish watching the rest of this. I'm gonna do my filing. I am gonna encapsulate, and I do encapsulate a couple of the nails on camera, and then I do go in on one nail and then add a little bit more of the nude color to the cuticle area just because it was a little sheer. And then I'm going to encapsulate the marble nails, and again, this is something that I'm just practicing, and I do go in with a lot of beads. And the one takeaway that, again, like I said with this video, is I did work a little bit too wet building that nail bed as well as doing my encapsulation. But in my next application, I should be able to take away what I learned from here and then apply it to the next design that I do. So I'll let you guys watch that, and I will be back to talk about the final design and go over all the products that I used in this video. Okay, so please don't be mad at me, but I didn't record myself top coating. So all you do is see me removing like the extra dust off the nails. But this is what the nails look like. And I love how these came out. Like I said, the design is pretty subtle. You know, it kind of goes with that, the nude nails. I really like this design. So I used Young Nails monomer. I used Young Nails in Cover Pink and Core Clear. The color acrylics were turquoise and metallic pearl. The glitters from Young Nails were crushed pearl and diamond dust. The crushed pearl were, I believe, the smaller ones, and the diamond dust were the bigger ones. I used Madame Glam's base gel, builder gel in a bottle. That color was Pure Serenity. And I used their No White top coat. I used my Flexihand. I used Xxl Couture 123 Goes in XXL Stiletto. So here's the final design. Again, I really like how this came out. And let me know if you have any questions down below. Definitely, please make sure you like this video. And if you're not already subscribed, please do so. And I will see you guys back again for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching.